Hello YouTube, this is Ace Tech Reviews, and today I'll be comparing the Nexus 7 2013 running Android 5.1 Lollipop versus the iPad 3 running iOS 8. These two tablets are completely different. The only thing that they have in common is that they are both tablets. One is 9.7 inches and the other is 7 inches. One runs Android, the other iOS. One has a physical home button, the other virtual. I'm going to start off talking about the build quality of each tablet. Again, they are completely different. The iPad 3 has an aluminum body and is fingerprint resistant but is easily scratched. The Nexus 7 is a fingerprint magnet but is durable. The iPad 3 has a more premium feeling, hands down, but the Nexus 7 is far more durable. Now, the display. Again, they take completely different approaches with their displays. Like I said, the iPad 3 has a much larger 9.7-inch screen compared to the Nexus 7's 7-inch display. Also, the iPad 3 has a 4:3 aspect ratio compared to the Nexus 7's 6:10 aspect ratio, which means that you will see black bars on the bottom and top when watching videos, which means that you will realistically be seeing a video in about the same size as the Nexus 7's display, even though it has a smaller display. But that also means it has an advantage over the Nexus 7 when reading books, typing documents, and internet browsing, because you will have a much larger picture, especially when the virtual keyboard is up, like when typing documents or entering a website into the address bar of a browser. It just depends on what you want to use your tablet for. If you're watching lots of Netflix or YouTube, I would say the Nexus 7 display is better for you. If you're going to be reading books, typing documents, or internet browsing, I would say the iPad display is better for you. But besides that, both of these IPS displays get really bright, really dark, are sharp and crisp, and have excellent colors. Now to the cameras. Both the Nexus 7 and iPad 3 both have front and rear facing cameras, and the front cameras on both of them are terrible. They're grainy, zoomed in, and just terrible in general. But for me and for most other people, that is okay because most people do not take selfies with their tablet. The rear facing cameras on each tablet were surprisingly not terrible. I'm not saying that they are great, or really even good, they're just both okay. If you ever find yourself where you have to take a picture using either of these tablets, you'll be alright. Just as long as you are not taking video, because the video on both of these tablets, on the other hand, is terrible. The speakers on these tablets take completely different approaches. The iPad 3 has a single speaker on the bottom right corner that gets very loud, has a good amount of bass, and is very clear. But it is only one speaker, and can be easily covered up by your hand. Also, it sounds odd when watching videos because all the sound is coming from one side. The Nexus 7 has two speakers, one on the top and bottom, which gives it true stereo sound. It is awesome that you can hear the left and right sides of the sound, but they don't get as loud as I would prefer, and they have a noticeable lack of bass. Now to the OSs that they run. The iPad 3 runs iOS8 at the time this video was recorded and will be updated to iOS 9. The Nexus 7 runs Android 5.1 Lollipop and will most likely be updated to Android M. We don't know what Android M stands for yet. To keep this video short, I am not going to be comparing Android to iOS on a tablet, but I will say that neither OS does a good job at optimizing the operating systems for the tablet. It kinda seems like it's just a blown up phone operating system. Now to performance. When I first got my iPad 3, it was still running iOS 7, and I thought it was pretty smooth, and I only had a couple of times when it would lag. When I updated my iPad to iOS 8, it was completely changed. Now my iPad 3 is slow. Pressing the home button, typing something on the virtual keyboard, launching apps, everything is slow when compared to my Nexus 7. When I reviewed my Nexus 7 2013, I said I could not tell a difference between it and my Galaxy S5, even though it is a year older. My Nexus 7 2013 is snappy and responsive, something I cannot say about with the iPad 3. Now you may say that it is not fair comparing the speeds of the Nexus 7 and the iPad 3 because the iPad 3 is a year older. The iPad 3 was announced in 2012, while the Nexus 7 2013 was announced in 2013. But that's not the whole story. If you do some research, you will find that the iPad 3 is thicker and weighs more than the iPad 2. Also, it gets about the same scores and benchmarks. The reason is because, like I said, the iPad 3 has a great display, something that the iPad 2 doesn't. It was really impressive at the time. And when Apple released the iPad 3, they put a beefed up version of the processor that was already in the iPad 2. And since the iPad 3 had many more pixels to push, it effectively had the same speed as the iPad 2. So what does this have to do with comparing it to the Nexus 7? It means that Apple skimped out on the processor with the iPad 3, so it should be faulted for that. Now for the most important part of comparing these two devices, the price. A used iPad 3 goes for around $180 on eBay, while a used Nexus 7 2013 goes for around $130 on eBay. Even though the iPad 3 is a year older, you may wonder why I gave the used prices instead of new in box. The reason is because if you're looking to buy a iPad 3 or Nexus 7 2013, you're most likely in the market to get something as cheap as possible that isn't terrible, and buying used versions of these tablets is the best way to do so. Also, the Nexus 7 2013 was discontinued only a couple months ago, unlike the iPad 3, which has been discontinued for over 2 years, so it's almost rare to find an iPad 3 sealed in box. If you're interested in buying a new version of these tablets, a new Nexus 7 2013 is $165 from Asus on Amazon. A new iPad 3 from Apple is $359, which is only $10 cheaper than the new iPad 4. So if you're interested in getting a new iPad, I would strongly recommend paying the $10 extra. This has been 87 Tech Reviews comparing the iPad 3 to the Nexus 7 2013. If you want to see my Nexus 2013 standalone review, the link will be in the description. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about either of these products, please leave a comment down below. If you want to see more videos like this or want to see some other videos I have done, please check out my channel and subscribe. Thank you for watching and goodbye.